Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. I've had requests to read on the O variant, the Omicron variant. Is it, going to be a serious threat to us? My initial reaction is no, that vaccinations will still hold. But of course, the evidence is telling us that booster shots are needed. So we'll take a look at that. The other thing I want to look at is Mississippi has brought a challenge to Roe versus Wade, that abortions will not be allowed there after 15 weeks. So let's take a look at whether there's any chance of Roe versus Wade being turned over, modified. Let's just look at whether Mississippi will be successful. We'll also take a look generally at the US Congress in December, because there's some big things coming up. I've already read that I feel with when the debt ceiling is lifted, the Democrats may have to go that alone. That's a past reading if you want to go back and check. Have a look at that. Will the Build Back Better get through in any form? Obviously Manchin and Sinema's form, and will they vote to extend supply? So there's a lot going on in December. If you remember my 6-monthly reading on Biden, then of course you will understand that December is a critical month for him to show strength in some way. All right, I'm going to be all right, let's get organised here. Let's just start off with a couple of overarching messages from Spirit through the Revealing Light Oracle, which is my own Oracle deck. You can find details of that on my website. Just have a look at a couple of cards, messages from Spirit for us, for the collective for December. Because, things are pretty... we haven't just returned to our daily kind of life as we knew it before COVID. It's really deepened the cracks in unity, people coming together. There's a lot of division. And so, we're moving through this challenging time in our evolution as human beings, the human race, the earth. There's a lot at stake. So let's have a look. 3 messages for the collective, please. For those that are watching at this time that need these messages. 3 messages for the collective. All right. I do this before. Sometimes I look at which decks I should use during a reading, and this card came out. Freedom. Don't let fear dampen down your voice. Mercury in Gemini. This is breaking out of self-imposed restrictions and finding your voice. Don't let anybody tell you how it's going to be. Decide that for yourself. This is about stepping forward with confidence and using your voice, as I am doing now. Holding your ground. Sometimes you've just got to own it. This is a real message around, holding fast on your own power in December. And partnerships, giving and receiving. There is strength. There is strength in unity. And this is Cancerian energy. Really good messages coming from this oracle today. Finding your voice. Breaking out of self-imposed restrictions give you freedom. Don't buy into the doom and gloom. Yes, we've got challenges, but there's a lot of progress being made in this world at this time. You decide for yourself. Don't let the darkness engulf you. Remember the light. Fill yourself with light. That is the best thing we can do at this moment. Freedom. Breaking out of self-imposed restrictions. Holding your ground. Look at that lightning coming down and hitting that ground. Stand your ground. children will often do that better than adults. That's Leo energy, the sun energy, awareness energy. Draw on that what you already know. I feel like I'm straying into the solar eclipse territory here. I will do a separate reading on this, but these are some of the messages, because we are in a challenging time. We are in a time where we need to let go of certain unhealthy patterns, partnerships, focusing in on unity, focusing in on love, focusing in on the light, not what divides you, but what unites you. This is a really strong message I'm getting today. Maybe I needed to hear this too. Right, let's look at the O variant, see if my intuition is going to align with the cards. I think, it's natural for governments and populations to hit that panic button. We've lost a lot over the last 2 years. We're not through the pandemic yet. There is so many lessons to learn. There's so much, falling back into, old patterns that don't serve us anymore. And we will continually learn this lesson. It is thought at this stage that the O variant took off in South Africa. We were warned, WHO warned us that unless we have equitable vaccines available all across the world, then new variants would spring up. It is thought that this variant sprung up in an immunocompromised person in South Africa. Some of those countries, very, very low rates of vaccination. Vaccination hesitancy, yes, but also lack of available vaccines. So what do the big pharma do in response? Well, we've got boosters. We're not going to share our patents, but we've got boosters for you, for those that can afford it. All right. Yeah, I do get a bit hot under the collar. Okay. The O variant, is it going to challenge us? Is it here for us to learn the lessons from? All right. Or is it here to give us a breakthrough? Because some are saying that it's mild symptoms. Other reports are saying it's severe. If it's mild, we catch it. We get natural immunity. Let's have a look. What is the O variant severe? Is the O variant going to evade vaccinations? Is the O variant going to evade vaccinations? Okay, so we've got the Ten of Wands. Again, a card that talks about ending old ways. It talks about bringing something to a closure. Challenged by death and rebirth, transformation. So we are at this ending of cycles. Lots of powerful solar and lunar eclipse showing us the way. Scorpio energy, the nodes move, as I keep saying, in January 2022. So the Ten of Wands and death and rebirth. So they're very powerful cards. Three of Swords is the foundation of the reading. Heartbreak, loss. Foundation of the reading, heartbreak and loss. At another level, it's showing that the O variant is going to be difficult. The High Priestess, here she is, Piscean energy, Jupiter in Pisces in 2022. So the High Priestess comes forward as, again, this knowing, inner knowing. It's in the past, though. Was it time for us to act and we failed to? I don't know. Let's keep going with the reading. The Lovers, unity is crowning this reading, coming together. Strength in the immediate future, showing strength. Again, a lot of countries have now closing their borders. UK is reintroducing mask mandates. 9 of Wands, a lot of people are over it. 9 of Wands, barriers, putting barriers up. This is also associated with your own dominion, making choices to protect your dominion. 4 of Swords, retreat, illness, can be illness. So this is where we are now. I mean, really, really prescient energies, aren't they? Or prescient cards, I should say, around current energies. The Knight of Pentacles in the hopes and fears, steady, reliable progress. It's going to be all right. I think the vaccines will hold. King of Swords, strategies, plans, wisdom gained. Really a lot of wisdom gained. That's the outcome card. It's air energy, the Knight of Cups, offerings. I think that this is telling us the vaccines will be okay. Something moving very quickly is the speed of the transmissibleness, transmissibility of the O variant. Yes, it is probably from this spread far more contagious than even Delta. But I think that vaccinations will hold. The Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Tower. I mean, this is the energy underneath all of this COVID-19 experiences. We had overrunning sale, Black Friday, is it Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday sales, you name it. People just descended in my country, in the major cities, onto the shops, ruthlessly spending. It's like, really the question is to be asked, what have we learned? What are we learning? We're still in the middle of this new start, defending ourselves, and the ever-present disunity, obstacles, warring type, factionalism. We're still sitting in that. So I'm going to say that at this stage, this reading is confirming what I felt, that the O variant the vaccines will hold up with that O variant, but it is highly transmissible. So you can put two and two together depending on however you want to interpret this reading. Okay, so let's take a look at, still in the US at this stage. I mean, the O variant, it's most countries are interested, are looking at this. It's a global COVID-19, and everything that flowed from it, flows from it, will flow from it, is a global concern. Let's go to the US Supreme Court. Again, anything that happens in America, Western democracies, can be influenced by, not always, but can be. So let's have a look at Roe versus Wade, a long-standing precedence. Mississippi challenging it. We've got a highly conservative court who all said, the new nominations said they wouldn't overturn Roe versus Wade, but let's take a look. Will Roe versus Wade, I'm already getting something here, will Roe versus Wade be overturned? So before I pull cards, I want to say that in some way there's a change to it. Whatever their decision is, but the words surrounding their decision brings forward some ambiguity. The Ace of Cups, it's highly emotional. I mean, that is a yes card. And Death and Rebirth, again, transformations, new cycles. It could be a highly controversial reasoning behind their decision. So while they might not be able to overturn precedents, in some way they do, or in some way they put a gap there. Let's keep going. The Chariot, again, things occurring very, very quickly. The Seven of Cups in the past. This is illusion. This is Piscean, Neptunian energy, really. Something coming into form that is moving through this whole time that we live in. The Moon, something, again, this is a highly emotional decision. Something coming to the surface, can be something hidden as well. These are murky cards, I have to say. They are murky cards. Four of Swords in the immediate future, retreat. It's a loss of some description. Nine of Swords, a lot of anxiety. We've seen what the US state of Texas has done. Young women who have been raped, going out of state. The Knight of Pentacles. Okay, is the atmosphere around slow and steady, reliability. Page of Cups, everybody is on edge regarding this. The DOJ will be fighting it, is representing the Roe versus Wade. And we've got the Lovers here. Trump, this to me is Trumpian energy still. And the Eight of Swords, restriction. I do feel these are the Justices and the Queen of Cups. Again, something coming to the surface. Six of Cups is the past. Hermit is introspection. It can be review as well. And the Tower card. So I'm going to draw a clarify because this is an important reading. But it looks like there's a restriction in some way. So they could argue, for example, I'm just, shooting the breeze here, that they could argue that they are still upholding the precedents because, abortions are allowed prior to 15 weeks. There's something in their arguments that they hand down, or the reasoning around their decision that leaves some sort of gap. And I see the ex-president's influence here. There's a restriction in some way. Let's take a look. The Lovers card. I mean, the Lovers would be a yes card if I were to read that strictly. The Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Nine of Swords, anxiety amongst women and the Fool card, new starts. Six of Cups, the past. The past is coming into frame. The Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. I know that Senator Whitehouse is doing a lot of work on big money in the court. There's a lot riding on this. I just want to pull this once more. The Lovers card. Is this a yes? It will be overturned. The Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, look, I'm feeling that there is something that they do. I'll go with that. Something that they do in that, the reasoning, the legal argument, reasoning that supports the decision that leaves a gap. I'm just going to come out with that. Okay. I hope that I'm wrong, but there were so many, straight up yes cards that were pulled. I don't think it's completely overturned though. But something that they do. We've got Justice falling out and the Five of Pentacles. A loss for Justice in some way. All right, let's take a look at the Congress. I just hope that, what I'm getting is that it's upheld to a certain extent. That's the best way I can put it. But there's something in their reasoning that leaves a huge gap. Okay, we've got the Star card and the Seven of Pentacles. Review, going back to the drawing board. Okay, it could be that they recognise state rights in some way, so it could be that. All right, that's what it's all about. Congress in December. All right, just a few lightning questions and cards. US Congress in December. Will the Build Back Better legislation get through? Nine of Swords. I did get, maybe not, but not in December. But we've got the Knight of Cups. So an offer coming through. The Empress card. Abundance. It's the Foundation. Review. Having to go back to the drawing board. How many times have they gone back to the drawing board? Reliability. May get through in some form. Queen of Pentacles is the economy. King of Swords, a strategy, a plan. Queen of Wands. Okay, so in the here and now, there's strong cards. Ace of Swords, new starts in the hopes and fears. And the Four of Swords is retreat. Three of Pentacles, working together. Not enough people are working together. So I do feel that there is, if it does get through, it's a really watered down version. Ten of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, victory, but also victory for whom? The Seven of Swords, not a good card, and the Hanged Man. I mean, these are just overall energies associated with that. Biden has to show strength. Something might be done via executive authority as well. So at this stage, with that particular legislation, at this stage, I'm not feeling hopeful for a big win, but there is that Knight of Pentacles potential there. So will the let's see what I can get. Will the Build Back Better legislation gets through? Yeah, I can see only, it's like a short form of that legislation. Perhaps it's not a huge win. Let's see if the supply, will the Republicans support supply, monetary supply, the monetary supply bill? I feel yes. Okay, the Queen of Swords, Pelosi, has done a lot of work. Star card, these are good cards. Ten of Cups, yes, they will, I feel. And the Page of Wands, yeah, it could even be just a short-term fix in a way. It always is, isn't it? Now, the debt ceiling. Will the Republicans support the Democrats to lift the debt? I don't think they will. The Empress card. Well, that is a yes card. Nine of Pentacles, money. Seven of Pentacles, review. Going back to the drawing board. King of Pentacles. Every time they do this, they thwart the agenda. They are playing into the ex-president's game plan and their own as well. There's not that much different. Restriction. Four of Pentacles. In the present, they're going to hold on to what? They're not letting anything through. Queen of Pentacles, economy. They'll argue about the economy, spending, inflation. Eight of Pentacles. This is money. Somebody with a skill. I do feel they're going to. The Wheel of Fortune and the World card, endings and beginnings. And the High Priestess. Here she is again. What's at the base of the pack? Manipulation, walking a tightrope. Page of Pentacles and Five of Wands. I feel that the Democrats might have to go alone. That's my initial feeling on this. Will the Democrats go alone? Something ends. Will the Democrats go alone on the spending bill? Seven of Swords. Somebody's not. I mean, it's sabotage, isn't it? And here's the Queen of Cups. Things coming to the surface about who the ex-president's in the frame quite significantly here. The Queen of Swords. That's colouring this reading in some way. Seven of Pentacles and the Lovers, review and justice. I feel, what's jumped into this reading is justice coming through. Maybe, December was a huge time frame for what I felt movement on any number of those cases. Even the Manhattan cases may move in December with charges. It really takes the focus away from it takes the wind out of the GOP's sails, so to speak. So I'm going to go with my initial intuition, Jupiter, the world, and then review. The Wheel of Fortune, something changing, something ending, and then reviewing. So something else is a bigger question than this, and I know that is a strange way to interpret, and it has to do with the ex-president. That's where I'm going to come out. It's probable the Democratic Party have to go it alone and raise that debt ceiling, but of more concern is there is movement in relating to justice for the ex-president. Now, I just quickly want to go to the UK. I watched a speech with Boris Johnson a couple of days ago, and he lost his place. It's the kind of thing when you see someone breaking down, someone burning out and breaking down. He's under a lot of pressure at the moment. I just don't think he's doing well. All my readings showed that he would somehow, justice does come for him in some way for whatever part he played in destabilisation. Justice comes, and I wasn't surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a resignation. Now, I'm not saying he's going to resign. Let's just ask, is Boris Johnson going to be forced out in some way? His backbenchers are even roiling against him. Now, we've got the Seven of Swords. Somebody lied. And we've also got the Star, so there's hope here. The Three of Rods, foreign matters, foreign shores, ships coming in. King of Rods, need for courage and bravery. Three of Cups, support, crowning this reading. And here she is again, the High Priestess. She's all over all these matters. Something unseen. Someone said, can we have a deep dive on her? I did do that in the astrology of the lunar eclipse in Taurus. I dealt specifically with her. The High Priestess is the outcome here. Secrets coming to the surface. The Queen of Rods. The Queen of Rods. He's going to be embroiled in a legal matter which has to do with when he was Mayor of London and a woman that he gave money to. I'm getting a real draw that is why he's under so much pressure. It may have nothing to do with his political allies or political enemies. It has something to do with a matter that is yet to come out. The Nine of Rods, yeah, he's under battle. Something is getting ready to come to the surface, and he's doing it tough. He's burnt out, and he's facing this legal, and he has a decision to make, a legal matter that is not going to go well. A decision about the past that relates to something in the past. And we've got the government coming up. He could be, where I come out, King of Swords, under investigation. He could fall foul of something he did, a decision he took in the past relating to a woman whom I understand he was involved with at the time when he was Mayor of London. Something's coming back from the past to literally bite him. And he is under so much pressure. He is burning out as a result. So, will he be replaced? We will take a good look at the UK, maybe through astrology in a future reading. I think I'll leave that here for now. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.